time for me to tackle the next path for the Autumn of Agony Gauntlet. This time we are going to be taking Bullseye, Dazzler, and Penny Parker, and of course taking the right side. I'm fulfilling the objectives of Skill, Mutant, and Tech, and then non-Saga champions. So this is only a 2-objective run. I did my 6th objective, which was only metal, and I just messed up some of the tags, which I thought I was gonna be able to get the whole thing done, but I messed up some of the tags, so I only got metal. So that kind of sucked. I wasted a bunch of items on that run, because I thought I was gonna be able to get the other 3 done, so that was unfortunate. But yeah, so we're not gonna tackle the metal objective as for videos, but you're going to be able to see this nice little 2-objective run, which I believe went itemless too. So this is going to be a pretty cool one. Dazzler is going to start by taking this Jabari Panther, and I'm going to go ahead and address the biggest thing that you need to know about this fight, and that is that Dazzler currently has an SP1 that tends to whiff when you follow it up with your 4th light attack, so you are going to have to be extra careful as to not use your 4th light into your SP1, or else it will whiff more often than not. It happened to me a lot in practice. This took me many attempts to get this going correctly, because it is rather difficult to get everything to line up as well as you like. So I was early on the first hit, but everything else connected very well, and she's down to 16%. And then I believe we spent like the next half of this fight just trying to kill her. It just was not going my way, unfortunately, but we're gonna get her down. So I really only need Dazzler for this fight. Dazzler takes literally all 4 of the fights on the path, but I just don't even use her for them, because Bullseye is better for Cassie and Heimdoll, and then Penny is best for North Star, but I think Dazzler could probably do this entire path on her own, if I'm being entirely honest with you. And then I throw that into damage reflection, and apparently don't get the crits, so that was pretty rough. I don't know what I did to mess up there. I wasn't really paying attention, but now I just need to not trigger the cleanse anymore. And then I messed up a sidestep. She bleeds me twice. I'm like, dude, can you just die already? Like, this is going so terribly to finish the fight. She's faltered here, and then I can kill her with that combo. So very unfortunate ending, but again, I don't need Dazzler for anything specific later, so it's not that big a deal. Now we're going to go fight Cassie, of course, this time with Bullseye. Bullseye is one of my favorite options for this fight. He just takes it very, very well due to, him being very simple to use. He also has true accuracy on the SP1 if I want to go there. He also has the anti-miss, so you never really need the vigilance in this fight. You basically just need to try to have the pursuit when the evade is up, or you can just go SP1s and not have to worry about that either, but I choose to spam SP2s in this fight. And then just throw special attacks without the power sting. Try to not let Cassie drop SP1s if you can help it. And it's going to go pretty simply. But once the fight finally loads in, then we can see if your Bullseye is awakened and you have him sigged up, you're going to reduce the damage you're taking from power sting by a good bit. Mine is unduped, of course, so I don't have that luxury. I don't think I take power sting damage in this fight. I believe I make sure it's always off of me. But that is something that you can do, especially if you're playing like a 6-star Bullseye where you can easily max sig him. It is definitely nice if you can do that. And then Bullseye's counter evade also counts as a hit, so it helps me get the combo detonation off me faster, which is definitely very nice. I'm gonna go for a heavy attack through the striker window, and then she has the evade up, so I want to get a parry right there. I do get it, and then that gives me the pursuit. So now we're just going to go for another SP2 spam and such, and try not get that crush on me if I can help it, because that's just going to make the fight much more annoying. She drops an SP1 there, but I already have power detonation or combo detonation, so it really doesn't matter. Drop the SP2 before I get the power sting on, and we are almost halfway through the fight now. Doing some nice damage on the basics with the Fury. Gonna go for another heavy there, and that was like a 37k heavy. Now we have the pursuit back. It helps a lot if you know how to parry her special too, because then you can get the passive that you need basically whenever you need it. So intercept there, and then I want to go for another SP2 after my evade real quick. She needs to drop hers first, and then we're going to go for it right here. SP2 dropped, and then once I cross this bar of power, my Killer Instinct is going to pause again, which is going to be super useful. And now it's just getting to basically one more special, and then she's going to go down. I get the pursuits there, and then she drops her special too. I'm going to do one hit and not back off. I thought I might, but I do not. Don't really need to. And then we're going to go throw the special 2 right after her SP2. My 10th hit in my combo meter is going to remove that power sting, and then it's lights out right here for Cassie, and then we move on to the Heimdoll fight. So yeah, Bullseye does that one very well. He probably can also do Jabari. Probably. I haven't tried it myself, but I think that would work pretty well. And then yeah, Heimdoll is next. This guy is really annoying. I hate this fight, but it's not the most difficult thing. You just need to try to not eat heavy attacks you can't dex, because that's usually how I die in this fight. So if we have the true accuracy, that's going to completely ignore his auto block buff, of course. But if we don't, then we just kind of are playing the RNG game. On the bright side, Bullseye, he's doing like a bunch of guaranteed crits and bleed damage, which is going to bypass most of Heimdoll's armor rating. So that's going to let me do a decent bit of damage in this fight. And then we just want to get to the SP2, ideally drop it after the evade, and then do some nice damage on it. I believe something else happens instead, where I'm going to hit him. He charges a heavy, and I'm like, well, I can just do this, because I'm going to stun him through the last hit anyway. So we do not consume the battery. I trigger an early release, because I'm always messing up that SP2 one. He does not want to drop the special 1 immediately, but then he finally does. And then still hasn't auto blocked yet, which is beautiful. Love to see it. I need him to drop another SP1, which he's going to do hopefully soon. Not there. I dropped the light attack to remove the unstoppable node. And then I believe the same exact thing happens, where I'm going to go for the evade, and then he's just going to charge the heavy, which is to be expected, I guess. But our battery is just going up so high, and I'm like, dude, the burst damage is going to be so crazy when I finally actually land it off. So we're at 337 battery. I need him to drop an SP1, which he does right there. And then he does not auto block. I need to remove the unstoppable node, which we're going to do. I was hoping he wouldn't heavy into heavy like an idiot. So now we're dropping another one to his block. I'm like, dude, when am I actually going to be able to land a special attack? This is getting ridiculous. But I believe I just go for the SP1 here, while I have the unstoppable down. And never mind. That doesn't even work. So I'm like, dude, this is completely ridiculous. You're charging heavy out of absolutely thin air when I'm just trying to drop the SP1. Like, can you please just let me kill you, man? So we're finally going for an SP1 here that he does not charge a heavy into, and then this brings him all the way down to 17%. That was over 1 million damage in burst. So I'm hoping this next SP1 is going to finish the job. I don't believe it does, but it's going to bring him to like 2% or something. I need him to throw heavy. He does. Go for the light attack, and then SP1 here. It does not kill him. It leaves him at 2%. So he SP1s, and the fight's over because I have the true accuracy. He cannot auto block, and down goes Heimdoll. So yeah, that fight went pretty well. And then finally, we're fighting this North Star, which if you didn't see my last video, I struggled so much with this guy. This is actually going to be a Penny Parker solo, which is super cool. I was expecting Penny to do really well. I didn't know if she'd be able to solo, but yeah, my Penny is rank 3, which definitely helps. So I'm going to do an SP1 into an SP2, and that's going to do a large chunk of damage. The only thing you need to change for Penny in this matchup is the fact that you can't actually power drain him, so you have to drop the SP1 by doing a dash attack into the special 1 with him below a bar of power, because you can't power drain him to then push him to a bar of power. You need to actually push him to a bar of power with the special. If you're like a Penny player, you know that you're going to power drain on the first hit, and then like once the special is over, they have the same amount of power as when they started. But here you're going to have to do it a little differently, where you just go for the special one when they're right below a bar. So do a crap ton of damage on the SP2, and then the Incinerates are doing 35,000 damage per tick, and they're going to bring them all the way down to 13%. So here I'm like, okay, another SP2 probably finishes the job, even with very minimal Spider Sense charges. And we're just getting there slowly. I was literally making sure I was recording because of how well this fight was going. I was like, dude, I better be recording this. And then I just need to get to the SP2, but I get bubble shielded because I didn't count. So we're going to have much less Spider Sense on this SP2 than I wanted, so he's going to be left at like 6%, I believe, 5%. So I'm going to need another SP2, unfortunately. And then I got the dex down pretty well after practicing a little bit and dying a lot to him on my other runs. So yeah, I got the dex down very well for this fight. And we're almost at the SP2, which I just need a parry, or he can drop an SP2 here, and then I just need a parry real quick into my special 2, and then he's dead. So that is my Autumn of Agony Gauntlet. That is all 6 objectives. You guys just didn't get to see the medal one because I'm not uploading it. It wasn't worth it when it was only a 1 objective run, and then this one went so clean anyway. So there we go. Thank you guys so much for watching. I'll see you in the next one.